Graham, welcome back. David Morgan, morganreport.com. We had a nice visit at the Metals Investors Forum, and thanks to MIF for inviting me. So look, I've been in this thing for a long time, and there's a reason why we go into the junior exploration companies, and that's for leverage. That's to make money. And not only are we making money, we are helping society at large, because if you can't mine it or can't grow it, you've got to mine it. So it's very important. So you've got a situation here that we've already talked about. This is kind of an after chat after we did the main presentation. Tell me a little bit more about why Tinka is where it's at. And I want to preface it with almost everything in the sector is undervalued, which doesn't mean everything is a buy, because there are certain parameters that you want to look for. You've got a really great zinc deposit and a really great story. So take it from there and tell me why I, as an investor, am so excited about your project.
Thanks for your question, David, and it's great to see you again. Tinka has a fantastic project in Peru, Ayawilca. It's one of the largest undeveloped zinc-silver resources in the world, and a junior, not only a junior in any company. We've been growing our resources. This is going to be a mine. It's a real project. It's sitting there surrounded by mines. It's fantastic infrastructure. It's taken us a little while to get to where we've got, and longer than what we hoped. But there's fantastic potential and mineralization at our project, and we are significantly undervalued in terms of what we've got. We've got $12 billion of value in the ground, and we've got nearly 9 billion pounds of zinc in the ground. It's a huge deposit. If you did it on a gold equivalent number, we're looking at several million ounces of gold equivalent. So, this is a significant deposit. It's the largest undeveloped zinc project in Peru, and this will get developed, we believe. It's just a question of time. And there has been some headwinds with the political situation and what have you here, but where there's opportunities, David, and I believe Tinka has fantastic opportunity to generate value ultimately for our shareholders.
Thank you. You touched on that touchy topic. I'll address it, and of course you can comment, Graham. I've been getting a lot of emails for some of the projects that we have written about in the Morgan Report in Peru. At this point in time, my opinion, strong one, is that the government really doesn't know what the heck they're doing. That's my opinion. I'm allowed to say it. But nonetheless, it looks like there's 4 mines, 2 that were from Hochschild, and 2 others that are more of a minor mining activity. It's basically shut down now. Again, I will address this for our paid membership in Morgan Report. I don't want to address it here. It's really not the time, and I won't take too much of Graham's time. But I do need to ask, that you are in Peru, how much of an effect is it on you presently?
There is really no effect on us per se. We're several hundred kilometers away from where they are. We have excellent relationships with our local communities. We're putting in place long-term agreements with our communities. We employ local communities to do our work, to build our platforms, and the main beef in that part of the world seems to be associated with the mining activities per se. We obviously are not mining. We're exploring. We have a very small footprint, and obviously ultimately we want to have a mine, but at the moment we're kind of working through advancing the project towards development. So it's apples and oranges. We're in a different part of the world. We're in a traditional mining part of Peru, where we are in central Peru. Base metal mines. There are mines all over the shop. If you have a look at our presentation on our website, there's a map there which just highlights all the different mines, all the different companies that work around us in central Peru. So I think it's really, there's really not a lot to compare between the 2 places.
Well said, and I'm just going to add on to it that sometimes the investment community doesn't understand all the details that you just outlined. So sometimes, since you are in that Peru category, as undervalued as you are, you may get more undervalued because you've got that name or that country association, which in my opinion would be a super buy. If it's a good buy now and it goes lower, it's an even better buy. Also want to just add on that, I've been in the mining industry for a long time. And as you said, the way it's set up in Peru, Mexico, other jurisdictions, it's not necessarily countrywide. It may sound that way, or it may be legislated that way, but really it's more like your local, for the United States, what your county government says. Your county says you're allowed to, fish this much, but the next county over might say there's no fishing allowed between March and June 1st or whatever. So you got to really know the details, which you and I both are addressing. I'm kind of just revivifying what you said. So just because it's Peru, you don't want this broad brush that means everything. It does not. And as you said, and just say, take a little bit more of your time. Look, you're exploring now. By the time you're ready to mine, it could be a whole different set of circumstances than we're currently looking at. Got your nose to the grindstone. You're doing a great job. You got a huge project, lots of potential, very little downside, and this bit of further downside potentially that I outlined may be something. I would say on some of these type of projects that are really real, you got to have some patience. You do. And I also say it, and Graham probably won't like me saying it, but being who I am and what I do, sometimes when the stock really starts ripping, it may start to get overvalued relative to the amount of work that's been accomplished. Pierre Lassonde did a exploration curve years ago, and I brought it to my lectures many, many times. So don't be afraid to take some money off the table. I'm not saying Tinka specifically. I'm speaking in generality. So taking a bit of your time, Graham, forgive me. Is there anything that we haven't discussed about Tinka, Peru, the economy, tin, anything that we've talked about that you would like our viewers to know about that we haven't discussed?
Well, there's one thing in the Sylvia project, which is one of our new discoveries. Back in July of this year, we bought a large package of land from BHP on the adjacent land. And it's much earlier stage in Ayawilca. It's at the very early discovery phase. We've uncovered some outcrops there, which we believe are going to be ultimately several hundred meters in terms of strike length, and really high grade skarn mineralization, copper gold skarn, in an area that has never been sampled before. It's a virgin prospect. We've got geos up on the site at the moment collecting samples and gathering as much information as we can. So that's really exciting. I think people should, when you think of Tinka, we've got Ayawilca. Our company's underpinned, if you like, by Ayawilca. We believe it is going to be a mine, but on the other hand, we're an exploration company. We've got some fantastic people. We're explorers. I'm an explorer. I've got a lot of success and experience in working in this part of the world. I've got a fantastic team, and we're looking and discovering new things all the time. And Sylvia, we think, could be a real sleeper in our portfolio, and we're just expect a lot more news to come over the next few months on Sylvia, copper gold. So good stuff.
Very good. Graham, thanks for taking the time out of your day to revisit, and wish you all the success. And, mining's here to stay. In fact, besides eating food, mining is probably the most important thing that we do. So I'll leave it there. At least I got you to laugh.
Great stuff. Thanks a lot, David. It's good to see you.